She asked for better. She got billions. But the bill came in handcuffs. Welcome to Talesbysteph, a home of interesting African stories. Bella was a big, beautiful TikToker with a loud laugh and a softer heart than she let people see. She loved bright lipstick, box braids with beads that clicked when she moved her head, and dresses that hugged her curves like they were made just for her. Every night she went live. She would dance, gist, crack small jokes, and read comments. She was not shy to block rude people. But the mockery still reached her. Some called her too big. Some called her proud. Others said she would end up with any man that shows her attention. Bella always replied in a calm voice, I cannot settle for less. I want a man who respects me and, yes, who is also comfortable. I like soft life. Is it a crime? Her followers were growing fast. People came for the confidence and stayed for the honesty. She shared product reviews, tried on outfits from Nigerian brands, and even did short skits. Sometimes she cooked on camera and told stories about her childhood. On those nights, thousands stayed to watch the stew boil, because Bella had a way of turning ordinary days into warm television. On a Friday night, Lagos lights glittered behind her window. She wore a simple black dress and gold earrings shaped like tiny suns. As she danced to a soft Afrobeats song, a shower of digital icons began to fall across the screen. Roses, balloons, small crowns. She smiled and said, God bless you, my people. Then it happened. A huge animation burst across her screen like fireworks. Lion, lion, lion. The chat exploded. 3 massive lion gifs, 3 lions, from a single account. Everyone screamed in the comments. Bella's mouth opened. She pressed her hand to her chest. She knew what that meant. Those were expensive gifts, rare and loud. Her heart raced, her palms got sweaty, and her eyes filled with tears. Who sent that? She asked, laughing and crying at the same time. She checked the username, @GentleC. God will bless you, Bella said, voice shaking. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. I'm speechless. After the live, she was too excited to sleep. She kept replaying the animation in her mind. She clicked into her DMs. Her inbox was a jungle, but one name kept appearing in the notification list. Charles. Calm display picture. White shirt. Neat haircut. A simple smile. She opened the thread. She saw months of polite messages she had never answered. Hi, Bella. I love your work. Proud of how consistent you are. Please keep shining. No pressure, no pity, no weird lines. Bella typed, Good evening, Charles. Thank you for tonight, he replied almost at once. Good evening, Bella. You deserve it. They chatted until the night went quiet and the city slept. He didn't brag. He didn't ask for anything. He wanted to know what books she liked, what made her laugh when she was tired, and which soup reminded her of home. When she teased him, So, Mr. 3 Lions, what do you do? He only said, 1 or 2 things. I travel sometimes. I keep it simple. Bella felt a soft peace, the kind she hadn't felt in a long time. Maybe this was the kind of attention she deserved, quiet, steady, and generous without making noise. Days turned into weeks. Calls became lunch. Lunch became dinner. Charles arrived early, opened doors, listened more than he talked. He surprised her with flowers and never posted her face without asking permission. He did not chase her with flashy noise. He moved with quiet money. He carried himself like a man who was sure of where he was going, who had seen bad roads and learned how to walk properly. When he finally asked her to be his wife, Bella said yes with a smile that filled the whole room. And the night she announced her engagement on TikTok, the comments were like a waterfall of blessings. You deserve it. God did. Soft life only. Bella felt seen, not for her size, not for her followers, not for her loud laugh. For her. They had a sweet wedding in a garden with white chairs and palm trees swinging slowly in the breeze. Bella wore an off-shoulder gown with small crystals. Her glow was louder than any sound system. Charles wore a sharp tuxedo and kept looking at her like he was still surprised she said yes. Friends danced, aunties sprayed, uncles shook hands, and the photographer kept shouting, "One more! One more!" After the honeymoon, life settled into a gold routine. The house was lovely. White curtains, calm art, a kitchen where Bella tried new recipes and made short videos of her chopping onions like a chef. Charles would come home with boxes, sometimes watches, sometimes perfume, sometimes nothing but hugs and rest. He traveled often. He would say, "Babe, I'm going for 2 months. But I won't be gone that long. I just say 2 so you won't count days." He would leave, and then come back after 1 week or 10 days, smelling of airports and rain, carrying envelopes and stories of meetings and deliveries and last-minute changes. He didn't share details. Bella didn't push. She liked peace more than arguments. She told herself, "A grown man is allowed to have his private dealings. He respects me, loves me, and shows up for me. That is enough." And the money, the money, moved like a river. Rents were paid early, food never finished, clothes arrived in packages. Bella's studio corner grew into a small content heaven, new lights, new tripod, better camera. When she sat to film, the videos looked like TV. Sometimes, late at night, a thought entered her mind like a small lizard that sneaks into the room when the window is open. What exactly does he do? She would chase it away with a yawn. "He's good to me," she'd whisper. "He's a responsible man." Don't go looking for problems inside. Peace neighbors called them the gentle couple. He drove softly. She greeted warmly. Security men loved Charles because he always tipped them like they were his uncles. One afternoon, Charles came home earlier than expected. He was calm and quiet, but there was a new sharpness in his eyes, like a knife carefully returned to a drawer. "Babe," he said, "I need to travel today." "It's urgent. It won't take long." Bella looked up from her makeup table. "Today? You just came back." "I know," he said, kissing her forehead. "It's the last one for a while. After this, I'll rest properly. We'll even do a small trip together." Bella smiled. "Okay, come back quickly." He held her for a long moment, breathing in her hair like a man storing sunshine for a rainy day. Then he left, and the house felt like a church after service, big, quiet, and full of echoes. Evening came with warm streetlight color. Bella cooked jollof and posted a short clip. "When your husband travels and you console yourself with jollof rice." People laughed in the comments. She washed plates, took a bath, wore a big t-shirt, and curled on the couch with a blanket. Then her phone buzzed with a news alert. At first, she ignored it. News could wait. But the alert came again, then a flood. WhatsApp pings, TikTok tags, Instagram DMs. A friend called. "Bella, are you watching TV?" "No, why?" "Switch it on." Bella felt something heavy in her stomach. She picked up the remote, pressed the button, and the screen lit up to a live report. Police tape, bright sirens, a big gate she recognized from their estate. Reporters speaking with fast voices. Failed kidnap attempt in the luxury estate. The target, a prominent businessman, Chief Johnson, escaped unharmed. Suspects apprehended, led by... The camera cut to a line of men being pushed toward a van, hands cuffed, faces ducked, eyes hard. The lens caught one of them looking up for half a second. It was Charles. Bella's breath vanished as if somebody had opened a window inside her chest and let the air run out. "No," she whispered. "No, no, no." The room spun. The reporter continued. "Believed to be the head of the gang. Police say they've been tracking them for months. Tonight's operation was to kidnap Chief Johnson from his residence. A security alert and neighbors' quick calls helped authorities respond within minutes. Bella stood slowly, like an old woman, hand pressed to her mouth. Her phone rang again. People were asking the same question. Are you seeing this? Is that Charles? Bella? What is going on? She dropped the phone. She walked to the window and pulled the curtain aside. Down the street, red and blue lights painted the night. Neighbors stood in small groups, whispering like a choir of insects. A knock hit her door, sharp, official. She jumped. Another knock. Mrs. Charles, a voice called. Police. Bella opened the door with shaking hands. Two officers stood there with straight faces. Good evening, madam. Please, we need you to come with us to the station for questions. Her legs tried to argue. Her head nodded. She picked her slippers, grabbed a scarf, locked the door with slow fingers. In the car, the city felt strange, like it had changed languages. At the station, the questions came one by one. How long have you known your husband? What does he do? Where did he say he went tonight? Do you know a man called Chief Johnson? Has your husband ever brought strange people to the house? Have you seen weapons, cash bundles, ransom notes? Bella said the truth. I don't know. He travels for business. He didn't tell me details. He treats me well. I have never seen any weapon. I thought he sold goods. I thought he was just private. One officer studied her face carefully, measuring her words like a tailor. Another wrote notes. A female officer gave her water, then asked softer questions about her routines, her TikTok, the nights she went live. The more Bella spoke, the more the truth separated itself from suspicion, like oil leaving water. Near midnight, a senior officer arrived. He looked tired, like a man who had seen too many lies and still wished more people would choose the truth. Madam Bella, he said, we have checked some things. For now, we believe you are not involved. You are free to go, but we might call you again. Your husband and his group have been under watch. Tonight confirmed many things. Bella blinked fast. So, I can go? Yes, he said. Sorry for the stress. She nodded, stood up, and realized she had not really breathed in hours. Her legs were weak. Outside, the night air was cool and indifferent. She called a ride home. The city lights blurred like watery stars through her tears. When she reached the house, it felt too big for one person. She sat on the edge of the bed, holding the pillow like a child holding a secret. The clock ticked, and the fridge hummed, and the world refused to pause for her pain. This was not the soft life she prayed for. This was a sharp lesson with the face of the man she loved. Morning broke, and the group chats were on fire. Some people mocked her again. Some defended her. Some begged for gist. But Bella switched off her phone. She opened the window and let the daylight wash the room. Dust danced in the sun like tiny gold insects. She moved slowly, like she was learning to walk in a new world. She packed her ring into a small velvet box. She folded dresses she had worn for joy. She folded the t-shirt she wore when she watched the news at 9. She arranged makeup into a handbag, shoes into their boxes, wigs into nets. With each item, she felt like she was removing pieces of a dream that had refused to stay true. In the kitchen, she saw the pot where Yarloff had sat last night. She washed it and set it upside down to dry. She wiped the table twice. She closed the cupboard gently, as if the house could feel pain. She wrote a note and left it on the dining table. Greater than Charles, I loved you. I believed you. I didn't know. I won't wait to become a shadow of myself. Bella. She stood at the front door for a moment, hand on the handle, eyes closing against the sting. She remembered the way he had held her forehead last night. She remembered the first DM, the quiet support, the garden wedding. She also remembered the sirens and the cuffs and the word kidnap, loud like a hammer striking a bell. She opened the door and stepped out. Downstairs, the security man, Baba Tunde, looked at her with heavy eyes. "Madam Bella," he said softly. "Sorry. God will comfort you." She nodded. "Thank you, sir." She wheeled her small suitcase to the gate. The estate road was clean, the flowers too bright for such a day. A taxi stopped. She loaded her things. Babatunde raised his hand in a small wave, the kind that says, "Life can be hard, but move forward." Bella moved forward. At her sister's place, there were no questions at first, just a long hug, a blanket, hot tea, and space for tears. Later, when words returned, Bella spoke slowly. "I didn't ask what he did. I told myself not to disturb peace. I confused peace with silence." Her sister squeezed her hand. "You are not the first. You won't be the last. Love is trusting, but next time let your questions be part of your love." Days passed. The case filled the news. Chief Johnson visited the station to thank the police publicly. People argued on radio shows and tweets flew like birds. Some said, "Men hide lives." Others said, "Women love money too much." Bella switched all of them off and focused on breathing. One evening she went live again. Not with heavy makeup, not with a scripted smile. She sat by the window where the city lights used to shine behind her. The room was simple. Her voice was steady. "Good evening, my people," she began. "I took a break because life humbled me. I want to say something clear. I love soft life, comfort, peace, kindness. But I have learned that soft life without truth is just soft rope. It will still tie your hands." She told them only what was hers to tell. She didn't chase pity. She didn't insult anyone. She said, "Ask real questions before you call something love. Don't cover red flags with gold gifts. And please never mock a woman for wanting better. Just make sure better is real." The comments filled with love. Old followers returned with hands full of prayers. New ones arrived with quiet respect. Brands reached out again, slowly, carefully. Bella started a series called Ask Before You Fall. Short videos teaching people to ask brave questions in relationships. What do you do? Who are your friends? What does your work require morally? Can I meet your circle? What went wrong in your last deal? She did it in simple language, with small jokes to make heavy truths easier to swallow. The series went viral because people were hungry for honesty, wrapped in warmth. One afternoon, a letter arrived from the police. It said she was officially cleared. No charges, no suspicion. She read it twice, then placed it under her pillow like a small certificate of freedom. She returned to her own small apartment, not as an escape, but as a fresh start. She bought new curtains, yellow ones that caught light like hope. She set up her tripod again. She filmed a video where she cooked okra soup from scratch, laughing when the drawer stretched like melted cheese. The comments felt like home. Sometimes, at night, her heart still remembered the softness of the man who had held her like she was air. Love is complicated, she learned. People can be two things at once, affectionate and dangerous, generous and cruel. Understanding that didn't make her bitter, it made her careful. Weeks later, she walked through the estate where it all exploded. She passed Chief Johnson's street by accident. He was outside, greeting neighbors. He recognized her and sent an aide to call her over. She hesitated, then went. "Madam Bella," Chief Johnson said, voice deep and kind, "I am sorry for what you went through. I'm glad you are safe." "Thank you, sir," Bella replied, steady. "I hear you are speaking to young people online about asking the right questions," he said. "That is important work. If you ever need support for a program, venue, security, refreshments, let me know." Bella blinked back tears. of relief, of gratitude, of a chapter closing without noise. "Thank you, Chief. I will reach out." She walked away lighter. That night she ended her live with words that felt like a small prayer for anyone who had ever loved blindly. Your size does not reduce your worth. Your standards are not pride. Your desire for comfort is not shame. But please be brave enough to look behind the curtain of a sweet story. Soft life is sweetest when the truth is part of it. She smiled, blew a kiss to the camera, and clicked end. The room was quiet, but inside her, a new music had started, simple, honest, and strong enough to carry her forward. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment.